Hello. I have added these shows, taken randomly from the archives. This show is called Closed Case, an American podcast that features crime shows.
This is Case Closed, crime stories from the golden age of radio. Welcome back to Case Closed. This is our 100th episode, which means nothing more than next week will be 101. But thanks, everyone, for sticking with the podcast, and I hope you've all been enjoying what we've done in the past 100 episodes. We'll start off this show with Jack Webb as Jeff Regan, investigator, an episode titled The Man Who Came Back from August 21st, 1948. Then after Ripley's, it's Confession and the Doris Kane case from July 5th, 1953.
My name's Jeff Regan. I get 10 a day in expenses from the Detective Bureau, run by a guy named Lyon. Anthony J. Lyon. They call me the Lion's Eye.
With Jack Webb as Jeff Regan, investigator, stand by for hard-boiled action and mystery and thrilling adventure in tonight's story of The Man Who Came Back.
Well, this is the way it started. It was a hot Tuesday afternoon, about 4 o'clock. Melody was sitting at her typewriter watching a tired-looking fly crawl across the ceiling. She didn't say a word, just waved an arm in the direction of his door.
Certainly we will, Mr. Brondike. Absolutely. Certainly. Yes, of course. Come in, Reed. Yes. All right, Mr. Brondike. Yes, he'll be there in an hour. Oh, all right, half an hour. Goodbye. Regan, you're it.
I'm what?
Here's his address. Name's Elmer Brondike. Has a real estate office in Altadena. Check came by a special messenger half an hour ago. It was late, but the bank tells me it's good. So you're it.
You know, that's what I like, efficiency.
It's too hot to be funny. I want you to hop out there and see what he's excited about.
Didn't he tell you?
Yeah, he's one of those nasty old coots. He didn't make much sense on the phone. Something about someone coming back. Besides, his teeth were slipping around.
Yeah.
Anyhow, it's a job. Business has been terrible lately.
You know, I still want my expenses on that Tartaglia thing.
Have you ever come up short with me?
Yes, I have.
You'll get all that's coming to you.
When?
As soon as Melody gets a bill from that hospital, because that's coming out of your check. Now, beat it out there and find out what this guy wants and call me if you're running into any trouble.
Brondike Manor was a brown-white cottage on the edge of 10 acres of dusty land in back of Foothill Drive. There was a big sign right in front of it telling you how easy it is to own your own land and have your own home on Brondike Estates. Well, I parked across the highway, and it was just about then that a big, heavy-set man wearing a dirty white Panama hat and a suit that didn't fit him around the stomach crawled out of a 36 Ford sedan, jammed a cigar in his mouth, and came over to my car. He had hair in his ears.
Yeah, hot afternoon, ain't it? Yes, sir, sure is hot. Sure is a hot afternoon.
Yeah, it is if you spend it sitting in a car pulling on a bottle.
Smell it, huh?
A mile away.
Just trying to beat the heat.
Okay, you've been parked in the car beating the heat.
Yeah, you win. Ain't much good trying to look like a guy who wants to buy a house.
Yeah. Who do you look like?
Yeah, it's a little greasy, but it's me.
Uh-huh. Marty Anderson. Confidential investigation.
Guess I ought to have new ones printed up, huh?
All right, you're a sleuth. How's business, Marty?
Bunk.
Too bad.
You going in to see old man Brondike?
Your nose is getting sunburned, Marty.
I was just going to go in and see him myself when I spot you pull up. Recognize you from pictures in the paper last week on that Tartaglia thing. I figured maybe you and me ought to talk.
Yeah.
Hey, you make it tough for a guy, Regan. We're in the same racket. What you going to see him about?
You said you were going in to see him.
Well, I kind of changed my mind when I seen you.
This is where I came in.
Ah, you're a tough guy, Regan. You're a real tough guy, and a lot of people know it. But Marty Anderson's betting you're a dumb guy, too. A real dumb guy.
Mm-hmm. See you around, Marty.
I'm an old conk, huh? A fat old slob who couldn't get a trick as a housekeeper or a tail in a punk. Is that it?
Oh, buddy, don't get too close. That's a real bad label you got a hold of.
Okay, Regan, okay. You're young and tough, but you just keep my card, wise guy. You'll want to see me. You'll want to see me before it's all tied up.
Mr. Brondike, please. Elmer Brondike, he's expecting me.
Your name, please.
Regan.
Mr. Regan. R-E-G-A-N?
No. You don't have to write it down, lady.
And your business?
Private.
I'm afraid I'll have to know a little more than that, Mr. Regan.
Is it always this hot in here?
Yes, and I'm sick and tired.
Look, just flip your switch and tell him I'm here, will you? He sent for me.
Wait a minute, please.
Well, what is it, Connie?
There's a Mr. Regan here, Dad. He says he's expected. I don't find him listed on your appointment book.
Don't be an idiot. Send him in.
Let me go in now, Mr. Regan.
Yeah, thanks. Is he always like that?
Most of the time. Other times he's bad.
High blood pressure?
He's got it high, low, and in between. I hate him.
A winner, huh? I'm sorry, Connie. That is your name, isn't it?
Go on in before I quit.
Don't just stand there. Come on in and shut the door. What took you so long? Now, you're Jeff Regan, huh? Now, you don't look much like a private detective to me. Sit down. Where'd I put that thing?
Over there by the inkwell.
What? Oh, well. Now then, Regan, about this Collier. He's a no-good tramp. Do you understand that? A no-good tramp. I'll see that he goes right back up to San Quentin if I have to. I'm a dangerous man to play games with. He found that out once, and if he keeps up this business, he's going to find it out again.
All right, you're dangerous. He's a no-good tramp, San Quentin.
Say, are you mocking me?
No, I'm not. I'm just wondering what you're talking about.
I just told you everything. You got ears? Can't you hear?
I don't hear anything but a lot of blubbering, and that doesn't make any sense.
Two big gum
Look,
here. You
Connie
got
told me all about your high blood pressure. You better watch that.
She did she? Well, Connie talks too much. That's what's the matter with her. She talks too much.
Oh, sure, and you'd fire her, only she's your daughter, and you'd have to pay somebody else 3 times what you pay her to take everything she has to
You
take.
get out of here. Get out of my office. Get out. Get out.
Okay.
No, never mind. Sit down. Just hot. Heat always gets me.
Yeah, me too. Now, do you want to tell me about it?
He's an ungrateful scoundrel.
Who?
Toby Collier. Who else? Well, I took that boy in as my junior partner in Brondike Estates when he was nothing more than a car washer in a filling station. And how does he repay me?
Hey, you're letting the heat bother you again.
No, it isn't the heat, Regan. I'll tell you that. It's those phone calls. Phone calls telling me to beware and watch out. And a lot of other nonsense.
Mm-hmm. Now we're getting close.
They let him out of San Quentin last week. You'd think he'd go somewhere where people didn't know him and wash cars again or something. But no. He has to start telephoning my office and telling me he's back and that he's going to get me.
What was he doing in San Quentin?
2 to 10 on an embezzlement count.
How long ago was that?
3 years ago. I guess he got time off or something.
Why is he sore at you?
I had to testify against him. It was my firm. He was chiseling.
So now he's out of the clink and he's phoning you and trying to throw a scare into you, huh?
He may be out, but he isn't scaring me or anybody else, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to find him, wherever he is. Bring him here.
All right.
And then I want to tell him like I'm telling you. If he keeps bothering me with those phone calls, if he persists in threatening me, then I'll haul out some stuff I have in my safety deposit box and send him back up there on a swindling rap. Just to get him out of my hair.
You withheld evidence at that trial?
I withheld nothing. Just be a new charge, and I could make it stick if I wanted to.
All right, tell me the rest of it.
What do you mean, tell you the rest of it? No more to tell. He's a punk. He's got to get in trouble.
Where'd Marty Anderson figure?
What?
Anderson, Marty. Confidential Investigations. Big, dirty-looking ape who shaves every other day.
Oh, that rum pot. How do you know about
He
him?
tried to shake me down outside your office.
He would. Yeah, he's just a second-rate gum heel I called in 3 years ago when I thought Collier might be fixing my books. I think it's the only job he ever had. He's been pestering me ever since.
Did he testify against Collier?
Of course he testified against Collier. That was part of his job. Is there anything else you want to know?
Yes, there is. Why'd you call International instead of the police?
You're pretty nosy, aren't you?
I'm a lot of things. Now, come on, why?
Because every time you call a cop around this town, there's always some snoopy reporter hanging around the sergeant's desk. I got $500,000 tied up in this here gravel pit. I don't want anybody who's going to buy into it thinking that I might get knocked over by some loony. That's why I want it all quiet. Does that satisfy you?
Oh, it'll do for now. You'll probably come up with something better later on.
Are you dirty?
All right,
rabbit?
where's
You-
Collier?
If I knew, I wouldn't have called you in.
You have a family here, a home, a wife, something?
He was all alone. He had a mother somewhere, I guess.
Pictures?
Here. That's all.
Okay, I'll keep these.
When am I going to hear from you?
When I find something,
You bring him to me.
I'll ask him to come. He doesn't have to.
You just spring that swindling rap on him. He'll come.
Yeah, and if it's no good, he can turn right around and slap a slander suit right in your face, and I wouldn't blame him.
Don't you forget you're working for me, young man.
I won't.
Regan, you've got a nasty way of talking. People don't talk to me like that.
Yeah, well, this is a brand new crowd of people, Frosty Top, and we talk just like we feel. Down at the city hall, they didn't have anything on Toby Collier, except that he'd been released from San Quentin August 10th. From there, I went to the parole board office, but it was closed by that time. So I did the next best thing, and I sent a wire to the officer in charge of parole prisoners, San Quentin, asking for Collier's address. Then I dropped into the Times office, and I looked up the story of the trial. There was a page 3 item for 2 days, a second section filler for a week. After that, nothing. There were no pictures. But it did give the name of Collier's lawyer, a man named Alan Nordale. The phone book gave him an address over on Kingsley.
Now, that you, Millie? Hold on just a minute. I was just trying to get my dinner over before you... Who are you?
Mr. Nordale?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my name's Regan. I'm a private investigator. I'm trying to locate a former client of yours, a man named Toby Collier.
Well, come in. I was expecting Millie, but come in.
Thank you.
I always fix my own dinner, poached egg and half. I have ulcers. Name's Regan?
Yeah.
You want an egg?
No, thanks.
You mind if I finish?
No, go ahead.
Thank you. What's what with Toby Collier?
Well, I'm just trying to locate him, that's all. I found out that you were his lawyer. He was released from San Quentin 10 days ago.
Yep. You sure you won't have an egg? You get used to him after a while. Who you work for, Regan?
International Detective Bureau.
The line still there?
Yeah.
Well, so you're the line's eye, huh?
Yeah.
Lines is a bandit. But whose case?
Elmer Brondike.
Mm-hmm. What you want Toby for?
Ball him out for making threatening phone calls.
That all?
As far as I know.
Toby was a nice kid, but a calendar job. Born with one war going, one depression on deck, and a new war starting. Makes a difference. The calendar got him.
And he wound up in San Quentin.
Well, everything was against him at the trial, too. He was pretty mad at old man Brondike and that Private Dick, and me and everyone else before it was all over. I tried to talk to him.
From what Brondike tells me, he's still mad.
Yeah, I did all I could, but he didn't have a chance. He tried to lift a lousy couple $1,000, and they caught him. Well, he's out now.
Did you handle his parole?
No.
You know who did?
No.
You don't know where he is in town?
No.
Brondike said he had a mother.
No.
Okay. I'll leave you to Millie.
Yeah. If we play records, Millie used to be a violinist. Sorry I'm no help. Regan, if you find Toby, I'd like to see him.
Why?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I just want to see what 3 years in the pen does to a man like that.
Yeah, I'll bet you do.
Where are you now? Did you find Collier?
I'm calling from home.
Home? What about Collier?
I didn't find him yet.
Well, get busy. What are you waiting for?
A telegram, morning, couple of things.
Listen, this old schmo is plenty tough, and if he thought you were local
Look,
on the
it's
job...
9 o'clock at night. I'm tired. There's nothing I can do till tomorrow morning.
He's sore as a shaved pup about all this, and especially about you. Phoned up and said you call him a lot of names.
He is a lot of names.
I don't care what he is. You don't talk to a client like that. Besides, I haven't cashed his check. Now go on out and find that guy and get this thing settled. Good night, Regan.
Besides, I haven't cashed his check. Well, I just set down the phone and started at the door when it happened. Connie Brondike was standing there, and she didn't waste any time. She didn't say a word, just pulled the trigger. The first 3 brought down plaster on the ceiling. The 4th one ruined the shoulder on my suit. The 5th gave me a haircut. I made a grab for it, and I missed. I took the empty gun in my face. Next thing I knew, she pulled off one of those high spiked heels and raised it above my head. I tried to stop her, but my arms wouldn't work, and that's all I remember.
You are listening to the story of the man who came back. Tonight's adventure with Jeff Regan, the investigator. They're still available for qualified nurses. Yes, the Army Nurse Corps Reserve still has commissions available. If you are a graduate registered nurse between the ages of 21 and 45, you may be eligible for a commission in the Army Nurse Corps section of the Regular Officers Reserve. Those who meet the high standards and qualify to serve with this fine organization may elect active or inactive status. Nurses requesting inactive status will continue with civilian nursing, but stand ready to serve in time of emergency. In addition, they have the opportunity to take advantage of special training courses. Nurses who request active status enjoy the same privilege of all other officers. Graduate work is provided at the Army's most modern teaching centers, and the nurses obtain educational experience that benefits them in both civilian and military nursing. If you believe you qualify for a commission in the Army Nurse Corps Reserve, apply to the Adjutant General, Washington, D.C. And now, back to the story of the man who came back and Jeff Regan, the investigator.
Oh, yeah. Connie had done a real good job. 6 to 5, I'd never get there before it stopped ringing. Oh. All right. Hello?
Reagan, is that you?
Yeah,
What's the matter? Did I get you up?
something like that.
This is Marty Anderson.
Yeah. Did you wash your face yet?
Still feeling tough, huh? I thought maybe we could talk now.
Yeah. What made you think that?
You're looking for Collier, ain't you? I know where he is.
Yeah?
Want to talk?
Where?
My place, on my card.
Half an hour.
I'll wait for you, tough guy. Bring some money. This is going to cost you.
Everything's going to cost me. Bring some money.
Mr. Regan, it's me, Jake. You all right in there? You all right, Mr. Regan?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I told you it was all right. Now, honey, go. I was real worried. I thought I heard some shots, and I seen this one jumping down the stairs like she had a good homicide somewhere. You sure you're all right?
Go on me. Take your hands off me.
All right, Jake, let her go. She's a friend of mine.
You sure it's all right? Hey, you're bleeding. Look at the plaster. Who them was shot?
Of course they were shot. You
Jake, let her go, will you? Huh?
Sure.
I was cleaning a gun.
Oh, cleaning a gun. Funny time to clean a gun, 10 o'clock at night.
Well, I do a lot of funny things. Come up and have a drink sometime, will you, Jake?
Okay, Mr. Regan, okay. Good night.
Good night. Oh, no, you don't, lady. Stay right where you are. No, we're going to talk.
You hurt my arm.
I'll rough you up good if I have to. Now, come on.
I only wanted my picture.
Oh, save it, lady.
I didn't have any right to give them to you. They were mine. Should have done that.
So you come over to get them, and you take 5 shots at me and slam a gun in my face. Why didn't you finish the job with your heel?
I couldn't do it. I was going through your wallet looking for the pictures. I saw your license. You're a private detective. You're looking for Toby, aren't you? That's why you had the pictures. You're looking for Toby.
Collier, your boyfriend?
Yeah, we were going to get married.
Only he went to the pen, huh?
Those pictures. That's all I had left of him.
He didn't write?
No.
You know he's out now.
Yeah?
Has he gotten in touch with you?
Why should he? He thinks I was in on it.
In on what?
The whole dirty, rotten thing. Toby was framed. Dad hired that Marty Anderson to help him do it.
How do you know he was framed?
I've been working for my dad for 5 years. I see things.
Yeah, I'll bet you do.
That's the truth.
Oh, yeah, everybody's full of the truth. All the liars are dead.
Look at me. Well, go ahead and look at me, Mr. Regan. I'm not what you'd call beautiful. I ain't even pretty. I'm tall and gawky. No man would ever look at me twice. Well, Toby looked at me. He loves me, but... What you gonna do to him when you find him?
Well, he's been threatening your father on the phone. I'm just going to take him there.
Yeah, would you bring him to me first? Would you let me talk to him?
Why?
Because maybe I can hold him in my arms and make him forget all his hate and everything he's gone through. Maybe he'll still love me. We can go away together and get married. You know where he is. Can you find him tonight?
Maybe.
You gonna help me?
I got to see a man.
Guess I went kind of crazy tonight, huh? I don't know. I've been thinking about him so much lately.
Yeah. Well, next time, give me a little thought, will you? Good night, lady. Well, Marty Anderson's office was a dirty room hanging over a shoe repair shop on Sunset near Alvarado. You could tell it belonged to him. The glass on the door hadn't been washed for 10 years. He didn't answer when I knocked, so I tried my keys on the door. The third one worked. Inside, it smelled like a pile of wet gunny sacks. The only light was kind of a sick green from a neon sign going on and off outside the window. There was an old army cot in one corner, and right in front of the window, a big black roll-top desk and a cracked leather chair. He was sitting there looking at the neon light he couldn't see anymore. One dirty hand was on top of a scratch pad near the phone, and the other was inside his coat. When I pulled it out, it was covered with blood and the rest of a pint of cheap whiskey. I found a .38 cartridge case on the floor. He didn't have anything in his pockets except some keys and a plug of chewing tobacco. There wasn't anything in the desk drawers either. When I started to call homicide, I had to move his hand. The name Collier was written on the scratch pad, and there was an address to go with it.
Police Department, 24.
Extension 2521, please.
Homicide, Chandler.
Lieutenant Wendetti.
Off tonight. Who's calling?
All right, take this down, Sergeant. Shoe shop, Sunset near Alvarado.
Yeah?
One flight up.
Yeah?
Office. Belongs to a private detective named Marty Anderson.
Yeah?
Got all that?
Yeah.
He's dead.
What? Hey, who is it?
The Santa Monica fog was all over Flower Street on the 1300 block south. The streetlight didn't do much good. Just kind of hung around and watched everything get wet. I used a half a pack of matches finding my address.
Out kind of late tonight, aren't you, Pilgrim? What'll it be?
Toby Collier here?
He was here.
All right, I'll wait.
He ain't gonna be here no more.
You a friend of his?
Never met the guy.
Yeah.
It's midnight, beat it.
All right, wait a minute.
Oh, like that, huh?
Any way you want it.
I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna tell you something.
All right, Santa Claus.
Before I turned night watcher, they call me the Candy Kid. 6'4", pound of 2 under 300. It'd be assault with a deadly weapon if I slapped you in the mush, but you're tempting me. Now, beat it.
All right, wait a minute.
Being a night watcher ain't slowed me down. Now.
All right, now maybe this will. I just came from Marty Anderson's.
So what?
He's dead.
So what?
And in about a half an hour, the cops are going to be here looking for Toby Collier.
Yeah? Well, they can just dig him up and talk all they want.
Dig him up?
Are you blind or drunk or something? This outfit buried him this afternoon. This is a mortuary.
Well, when I got home, she wasn't there, but a telegram was there. It was a long answer from San Quentin telling me how Collier had been brought to Los Angeles on a stretcher and the hospital that he was in, and a lot of other things. It took me 20 minutes to get out to Aladino, but I was too late. Well, her aim was a lot better this time. By the time I got through the door, the old man had dropped his gun and was kind of hanging onto a piece of drapery by the window.
Got it. They'll get you for this. They'll get...
Well, you've turned into a real Annie Oakley, haven't you?
Good to see him like that. Real good.
You want to give me that gun? It's empty.
Sure, why not? He had it coming for a long time.
You read my telegram?
Yeah, I read it. And I phoned the hospital, and they told me Toby was dead. Bad heart. Wasn't that bad heart that killed Toby? It was him. He killed him.
You don't have to make those faces. They don't make him any deader.
You think I'm nuts, don't you?
No, I'm not a lawyer, lady. You can plead any way you want.
Well, I'll never tell it to a court.
Don't bet on that.
You aren't such a bad guy. I'll tell it to you.
All of it?
How many tramps you met in your life, Regan? Real tramps.
Some just thought they were tramps.
Well, you met the genuine product today. Take him. For 10 years, he's been packing away money. When the income tax people got close, he goes out and he finds Toby in a filling station.
And makes him a junior partner.
Yeah, works an embezzlement frame up that makes Toby the fall guy.
That way, he doesn't have to straighten out any books.
Tramp number one. Genuine, huh? And then there's number 2, a private dick named Marty Anderson. Pig.
Oh, he's dead. Somebody shot him tonight.
Yeah, he did it. The only decent thing he ever did in his life. Marty was in on it. He testified against Toby in court.
But Marty wanted money,
All the time for the old man killed him.
and it was supposed to look like Toby.
Only Toby was dead. Yeah. Toby was dead, and he couldn't kill anybody.
When you find out about Toby, you come back and you do some shooting yourself, don't you?
He killed Toby.
At the morgue, they told me it was his heart.
His heart, his soul, everything that made him. He was on a hospital ward all the time he was in prison. He only written and told me.
All right. Come on.
He's going to take me down.
Yeah.
Don't make no difference now.
This Toby, you must have loved the guy.
I'd have died for him.
Yeah, lady. I guess you will. Well, that's the way it came out. Brondike killed Marty Anderson because Marty was trying to sell me what he knew about Collier's trial. Oh, Marty was a lousy private detective making those phone calls and trying to make Brondike think it was Collier. Well, the Lion was mad because I phoned homicide and then ran away. He said it'd give the agency a bad name. And then he began talking the way he does.
Funny thing about all this, Regan, those two going for each other.
Yeah.
She was nothing to look at. Him, he was a smart guy.
He wound up in prison, didn't he?
Yeah, but he was a smart guy. He was just framed.
Not many smart guys get framed.
What do you mean?
I mean, Collier sold out to Brondike, and then he made the frame deal.
How do you know?
Collier left a will.
You think they'd made a go of it? I mean, gotten married or something if all this hadn't happened?
Nope.
Why not? She went for him, and he went for her. Say, he didn't serve much time on a 2 to 10 rap. He must have had a smart lawyer.
No, you mean doctor.
What?
He had a heart condition. He was dying.
And they paroled him?
They let him out to die.
Well, they do things like that?
Sometimes.
No wonder he didn't write that dame. Yeah, what do you know about that?
Nothing. You work on it. I'm tired. Good night.
Are you a registered graduate nurse? Do you know someone who is? Then please listen carefully to this important message. 29,000 nurses are needed to join the new Army Nurse Corps Officers Reserve. For the first time in history, qualified nurses are given the opportunity of receiving a commission in the regular Army Reserve. These nurses will remain on inactive status, ready to serve their country in the event of an emergency. 4,000 of them, if they wish, may choose active duty. All nurses who receive reserve commissions will benefit from the opportunity for specialized training offered to them by the Army. Inactive reserve status will not interfere with the nurse's civilian life, but the educational opportunities offered her by the Army Medical Department will be of great advantage to her in her work. So don't wait. If you're a registered graduate nurse between the ages of 21 and 45, drop a card now for complete information to the Adjutant General, Washington, D.C. Jack Webb is starred as Jeff Regan, with Wilms Herbert as Anthony J. Lyon. The role of Connie Brondike was played by Betty Lou Gerson. Jeff Regan is written by E. Jack Newman, produced by Sterling Tracy, with original music by Digger Hunt. It's CBS same time next week for more hard-boiled action and mystery with Jeff Regan, Investigator. If you like mystery, you'll be able to find out what makes a mystery when you find that clue with mystery man Ken Crossan and other famous mystery experts on most of these CBS stations Monday night at 8:30. Remember, find that clue, CBS Monday night. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
truth is stranger than fiction. And this is the proof. This is Ripley's Believe It or Not.
The Russians don't really have an H-bomb. How could they? There's no letter H in the Russian alphabet. Believe it or not. In a moment, I'll tell you the extraordinary story of a tree that became the costliest tree in history. The Tree of Obedience, located in a barren desert in Egypt, is some 1,600 years old. The legend is that a saintly hermit took a dry stick, stuck it in the ground, and told a disciple to water the stick until it bore fruit. It took the entire night to complete the trip to water and back, and he watered the tree every day for 3 years until it sprouted fruit. Altogether, 500,000 man-hours have kept the Tree of Obedience alive. Believe it or not.
The confession you're about to hear is an actual recording.
Go ahead, please.
I make this confession of my own free will because it is true. There has not been any force or violence used upon my person to induce me to make these statements. Without promise of immunity or reward or gratuity, I confess.
You understand, of course, that your statement will be made public through the radio program Confession.
I do.
And that your name for the purpose of this broadcast will be Doris Kane.
Yes.
For what comfort you may find in so doing, you will now be allowed to tell your story. If there is comfort for your listeners, it must lie in the fact that you've been apprehended. You understand all this?
Yes, sir, I understand. In the hope that someone somewhere may benefit from my mistakes, I confess.
You are listening to Confession. The case history of the woman referred to as Doris Kane is a matter of documented record. You will hear the story of her crime experience as told in her own words.
Doris Kane, please state your age.
I'm 15 years old.
And you're pregnant?
Yes, I expect my baby in 3 months.
Now go ahead with your story.
Well, I knew Jimmy was dead. Even before they told me, I knew he was dead. And I...
Suppose you try to tell it from the beginning. You lived in Cleveland?
I ran away.
But your home was there?
Yes, my mother still lives there. I lived with her.
And your father?
My father and her are separated.
What does your mother do for a living?
She sews. She does sewing.
Why did you leave home?
I don't know. Maybe... I guess because she was always treating me like a kid.
Doris? That you, Doris?
Mm-hmm.
You know what time it is.
Yeah?
12 o'clock.
I know.
Bumming around till midnight. Where were you?
Out.
Out. Where?
With some friends.
Friends like Jimmy, I suppose.
Oh, you just don't like
you
him.
You spend that money I gave you?
I still got it.
Who bought for you this evening?
Nobody.
Listen here, when I ask you a question, I want answers. Who bought for you?
Nobody. I'm going to bed.
You come back here.
What do you want?
You was out with Jimmy, wasn't you?
Oh, right. I was out with Jimmy.
Don't you give me them talking back answers.
Mom.
Where did you go?
We went bowling.
Bowling? Jimmy bought you liquor, didn't he?
I didn't have any liquor.
Don't lie to me. I could smell it when you come in. He bought you liquor, a kid like you.
I'm not a kid.
Oh. I can't do anything with you. I give up. I've done all I can. You're just no good.
It was like she said I was no good. Jimmy was at the bowling alley. He wanted me to meet him there after they closed up at 2 o'clock. To say goodbye, he said, because he was going away and I might never see him again. Then I got a crazy idea maybe I could go with him. I put my clothes in a box and sneaked out the back way. Jimmy was glad to see me. That was one thing about Jimmy. Always glad to see me.
Dory, I thought you weren't coming.
I wasn't.
Your mom, huh?
You know how she is.
I'd have gone crazy if you hadn't come back to say goodbye.
You never did tell me where you were going.
Well, we don't really know ourselves, just west.
I thought you were going alone.
With Frankie. You know, my partner. What's in the box?
Clothes.
What for?
I'm running away.
From home? Gee, things must be rough.
Yeah. Jimmy, take me along.
Take you along with us?
Please, Jimmy, I won't be any trouble. Honest, I won't.
Gee, I don't know.
Please, Jimmy. Please.
But we might not come back.
I don't care.
Maybe we'll never come back.
Please.
Well, maybe. Okay, why not?
Thanks, Jimmy.
Sure, come on.
We went across town to the Congress Hotel, I think it was. Jimmy said he had to meet Frankie there. He waited out on the sidewalk. And then about a half an hour, a car pulled up in front of the hotel. Jimmy opened the door for me.
All right, hop in, Dory.
All right.
I'll put your stuff in the back. Doris, this is Frank, my partner.
Hello.
You didn't say anything about bringing a girl along.
We just arranged it.
I said the two of it.
If you don't like it, let us out at the next corner.
Oh, take it easy. Don't get blisters. It's just that you didn't say anything.
Forget it, will you?
Sure. Sure, if you say she's okay, only she looks kind of young. How old are you?
14.
Your mother know what you're doing?
No.
What'll she do when she finds out?
Nobody can make me go back if I don't want to.
Well, let's not talk about it. We'll decide later. Come here, honey. Comfortable?
Frank drove fast. Jimmy put his arm around me. I felt warm inside. After a while, I fell asleep. When I woke up, it was daylight. Jimmy was sleeping. We were somewhere out in the country. Frankie didn't seem sleepy at all. He just kept driving. When Jimmy woke up about an hour later, we stopped at a little gas station. There was just this gas station, no other buildings around.
How's it look to you, Jimmy?
Fine.
It's pretty out of the way. There's no other customers.
No waiting.
That's just what I was thinking. Yeah, I'll be right back.
It's sure dead out here.
Yeah.
Frank must be tired.
Frank never gets tired, as long as he can get a fix.
He's gone inside the station.
Yeah. You know something?
What?
You're pretty.
What did you mean before? About Frankie?
Hmm?
About not getting tired long as he can get a fix.
H. You know, heroin. He's hooked on the stuff.
Oh.
No kidding, Dory. You're real pretty.
Say.
Yeah?
Where's Frank? What's keeping Frank?
I don't know. Oh, Dory. I love you, Dory.
Jimmy.
You love me?
Yes. Yes, I do, Jimmy.
Hey, I got a great idea.
What?
Why don't we get married?
Married?
Why not? Listen, honey. Frank's got something big lined up. Real big. He's taking me in with him. We'll have plenty of money. We'll get an apartment in San Francisco, maybe. How does that sound, honey?
Jimmy, it sounds wonderful.
Oh, honey.
Here comes Frank.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's get rolling.
You didn't get any gas.
No?
How was it, Frank?
Not bad, not good. 50. That's all he had.
50? That's okay.
Jimmy, what is it? Jimmy, what happened? Something happened.
Take it easy, Dory. Everything's all right.
See anybody in the back?
Just a second. Nope, all clear.
Okay. Well, this ought to hold us for a while.
Jimmy!
Hey, Frank, guess what?
Huh?
Dory and me, we're going to get married.
Married? You're both kind of young for that.
We'll tell them we're older. We'll make ourselves look older. You can give the bride away.
No kidding. Married, huh? Here comes the bride, big, fat, and wide. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
We got the license. Then we stopped at a country judge's place and got married. Frank was the witness. By that time, it was getting towards evening. Frank was going to try to connect for some H. He said he was running out of caps. He drove Jimmy and me to a motel. It wasn't much of a honeymoon, I guess, but I was Jimmy's wife, and I didn't care where we stayed as long as we were together. You know. Wonder where they're going.
Out west, too, maybe. Happy, honey?
Jimmy, it's wonderful.
Old married people, huh?
Yeah. Jimmy, what happened?
What happened when?
At the gas station. The money Frank gave us, he got it at the gas station, didn't he?
So what?
But a holdup.
Well, he did it. We didn't do it. He did it.
I'm scared.
Dory, you mad at me?
No, I'm not mad. But Frank, he's a real dope addict, isn't he?
Yeah, he's hooked bad. If he don't score, he goes crazy.
Are you, Jimmy?
What?
Hooked.
Me hooked? Of course not.
Do you use it?
Maybe a joy pop once in a while, just for kicks. But I haven't got a habit, if that's what you mean. Just now and then.
Who's that?
Frank, probably.
I'll get it.
No, you wait here. Yes?
State Police. You Mr. Kane?
Yeah, that's me.
A partner and I'd like to see you outside.
What for?
There's a gas station held up about 75 miles east of here. They're checking all late arrivals.
Hold up. I didn't have anything to do with a hold up.
Officer? Officer, he didn't have anything to do with any hold-up.
Stay out of this, Doris.
Well, we just got married, see? Here's our marriage license. He's in with me all day.
Let me see that. Huh. Just got married today, huh? Wow. Congratulations. Here you are.
Thanks.
Oh, say.
Yeah?
How old are you?
21.
Yeah. Yeah, the man they described was much older. No? Good luck, kid.
Thanks.
Oh, Jimmy! I was part of it now. I'd lied for him. The next morning, Frank picked us up. His eyes looked funny, like he was doped or something. He said he'd found a mule. You know, someone who sells heroin? We told him about the state police, and he got mad. We went about 50 miles, and then Frank pulled up at another gas station. I was scared. Jimmy kept telling me to take it easy. Frank got out of the car and left Jimmy and me sitting there. We didn't say anything. We just sat there. We just sat there waiting. No!
Quiet. Frank?
All clear?
Yeah, all clear. Frank?
Yeah?
Did you have to kill him?
I don't like witnesses.
But you didn't have to kill him, did you?
I don't like cops on my neck.
Why did you have to kill him?
Because I had to, that's why. Now shut up.
You are listening to Confession. Before continuing with the documented record of the woman referred to as Doris Kane, the National Broadcasting Company is honored to present Mr. Richard A. McGee, Director of Corrections, Department of Corrections, State of California.
We in correctional work know the dangers that exist in exposing young people to evil influence. In tonight's case, 3 stages of crime are apparent. A narcotic addict who is already a hardened criminal, the younger user, who is well on the road to becoming both addict and criminal, and the adolescent girl just exposed to evil influence. Without proper guidance and parental control, she too is destined for disaster. If you expect to help your own children keep out of trouble, know where they go and whom they are with. Most of all, let them know they are loved and respected by you. A child who feels rejected in the home will turn to wrong companions for acceptance.
Thank you, Mr. McGee. Now to continue with confession and the documented record of the woman referred to as Doris Kane.
We kept driving west. We'd stop in different places on the way, sometimes a week, sometimes only a couple of days. We changed cars lots of times. Frank got them off parking lots. He always changed the license plates, putting on cold plates, he said. We kept on the move. It was almost 3 months now. And I guess the only reason I didn't run out was because I was married to Jimmy. Someplace near Denver, I got sick on the road and we had to stop. After I was all right, we went on again. I was afraid of Frank. He kept using more and more narcotics.
Doris,
Yeah?
you okay now?
I'm okay.
From now on, you earn your way.
What?
I said from now on, she earns her way. No more dead weight.
Now, listen.
You heard me. And I want you coming in on the jobs with me.
Jimmy?
Be easy with both of us where it counts. You use her for a lookout.
Why does she have to get into this?
Because she's hearing we're feeding her, that's why.
Listen.
Now you listen, Buster. After we hit the big job in Frisco, you're on your own. I don't care what you do. You take your cut and scram, but until then, I'm the boy.
I'm not going to do it.
It's just till we get to Frisco, honey.
I'm not going to do it.
I'll be depending on you, honey. You don't want me killed, do you?
Why can't you quit, Jimmy? What if they catch us?
That'll be up to you. Right, Frank?
That's right, Doris. It's up to you.
After that, I was the lookout. I don't remember how many holdups there were. It was all like a dream. When we got to San Francisco, we got a room in Richmond. That's across the bay. And Frank got a place in town. Frank had plans for this big job. That's what he called it, the big job. He didn't tell me any of the details. He didn't want me along on this one. For the first time, Jimmy was carrying a gun. I tried to talk to him before he left. Funny, you remember silly things. I remember the landlady was vacuuming in the hallway outside.
Listen, honey.
Don't do it, Jimmy, please.
This is the last one, honey, the last one. After this, we don't have to worry anymore.
I can't help worrying. Oh, Jimmy, it's everything. Everything.
What do you mean, everything?
Are you hooked now, Jimmy? Did Frankie hook you on the stuff so you can't do without it?
I use a little. Sure I use. You know that. So what? Let's not talk about it, you hear?
Please, Jimmy. Please don't go today.
It's all set, honey. Now listen to me.
What if something goes wrong?
Nothing's going wrong. Now listen to me, will you? It's 3 o'clock. Frank will get back here at 5 with the money. Are you listening?
I'm listening.
Okay. Frank and I are going to have to separate. I'll take the bus back here. It'll take longer, but it'll be safer. You'll be all packed and ready to go.
I don't like it, Jimmy.
The last job, honey. After that, we go south to where it's warm and find a place to settle down. After that, no more.
Be careful. Please be careful.
Now, don't worry. Everything's going to be fine. Goodbye, honey.
Jimmy. I didn't have a radio or a newspaper or anything. I just sat there and waited. Then I began to feel sick, sicker than I ever felt before. I thought it was because I was nervous or something. I went out and saw the landlady, and she told me to lay down, and she went for a doctor. The doctor came and gave me something and went away. After 6 o'clock, Jimmy came in. He was all out of breath. I was so glad to see him, I cried.
Hi, honey.
Oh, Jimmy!
No, honey, take it easy, honey. There's nothing to cry about. Everything was perfect, not a hitch.
Oh, I thought I'd never see you again.
Don't be silly. They can't hurt me. Where's Frank?
Oh, he's not here.
Not here? Well, I took the bus. He had the car. He should have been here long ago. Hey, maybe they picked him up.
You think they did?
Otherwise, he'd be here. Oh, boy, I hope not. I told him I should have taken part of the money. We haven't got any dough.
Jimmy.
Yeah?
Remember? I felt sick that time. Well, I got sick again. I had to have a doctor.
When?
While you were gone just now.
What was the trouble?
The doctor was here. He says I'm going to have a baby.
What?
That's what he said.
Honey.
Jimmy, what are we going to do?
A baby.
What are we going to do?
That's wonderful. When Frank gets here, we'll have a big celebration. That's what we're going to do. We'll celebrate all the way down to L.A. I wonder where he is. Frank's too smart for the cops. They never got him.
Did they see you?
I don't know. All I know is we can't stay here.
What about Frank? He's got the money. He's got the car.
I'll tell you what. We'll wait here till morning. Then I'll go down and get a paper. The paper will tell us whether they got him.
Jimmy, I'm scared.
Don't worry, honey. Frank will be here. He's too smart for those dumb cops. He'll be here. Only, I'm getting the shakes. I sure could use a fix.
We didn't go to sleep. Jimmy took a fix and kept pacing the floor all night. I knew now that Jimmy was an addict, too. I got sick again. Finally, when the morning papers came out, Jimmy went down and got one. When he came back, his face was white.
How do you like that? How do you like that?
What's the matter?
Here it is, right here in the paper. But there's nothing about anybody getting caught. It says they got away. How do you like that? We've been left high and dry.
He's got all the money?
Every penny of it. He ditched us. He took the car and all the money, and he ditched us.
Jimmy, we got to get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to. No car, no money. You gonna have a baby?
We'll be all right, Jimmy.
Sure. Sure, we'll be all right. We'll clean up, honey. You and me. Who needs Frank anyhow? Only, without him, where can I connect for some stuff? And, Dory, I gotta have it now. I gotta have it.
I packed our bag and we left. We were pretty lucky. We hitched a ride out of town, and then we got another ride. It was a small truck. The man was going all the way to Los Angeles. We rode a couple of hours, and then I got to feeling sick again.
What's the matter, honey?
I don't feel well.
You needed some coffee. If I didn't have my 3 cups in the morning, I wouldn't be fit to go out the door. That's what it means to me. My wife,
Mister.
Yeah?
This is a gun in my pocket.
What?
Don't get excited. Just turn down that side road.
Hey, what is this?
Don't talk. Just do as I say. This might go off.
Okay, take it easy.
That's fine. Now stop. Hand your wallet over here.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, I got all my identification in there. Take the money, but for Pete's sake...
The wallet, I said. Now get out.
This is plain stupid of you, buddy.
Get out. And walk around in front of the truck.
Where are you going, Jimmy?
Wait here. And hold this. Okay, mister. Turn around.
What are you going to do?
Just... Okay, honey.
Jimmy! Jimmy, you killed him.
He'll be okay. I just clocked him on the head. Gives us more time.
You shouldn't have done that, Jimmy.
Look in the wallet. How much is there in
You
it?
shouldn't have done...
Come on. How much is there?
Well, let's see. $20. Just one $20 bill.
$20? That's not bad. When we get to Merced, I'll make a connection and get a couple of caps. We'll ditch the truck, and we'll swipe a car someplace and pull a job that'll keep us a while.
Please, Jimmy, no more.
Are you crazy? We gotta have money. I gotta have it right away.
I'll get a job, Jimmy.
The cop's right behind us, and you're gonna get a job. Don't talk silly, honey. Our luck's hot. Besides, I know how to pull him now.
Maybe you killed him.
No,
Jimmy,
no. I didn't hit him that hard. Just hard enough to make him sleepy. I didn't kill him.
Maybe you did. Jimmy, what are we going to do?
I told you.
I can't take it anymore. Running away. Always running away, and now you hooked. You hooked.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing. Only
You scared or something?
Yes, I'm scared. But not for myself. I'm scared for you.
If you don't like the setup, why don't you just pull out? Go ahead. Grab the first bus back home to Mama, why don't you?
Don't talk like that, Jimmy. I don't mean...
Hey.
What?
Frank. He doesn't know it, but he did me a real favor. Just when we needed a break. Good old Frank.
What is it, Jimmy?
I just happened to remember. A couple of weeks ago, Frank was telling me about a place. Drugstore in Fresno. That's real close to here. A pushover, he says. They'll probably have a big narco supply, too. We'll break it tonight, you and me.
I can't, Jimmy. They'll get us. I just can't.
Quit saying you can't. Now be quiet. I gotta think.
I tried to talk him out of it, but he only got madder. We ditched the truck in Merced, then Jimmy used up his last cap. About 9 o'clock that night, we got a ride into Fresno. We got something to eat. Then we went into a parking lot, took a black sedan, and got out of there fast. And we drove out to the place. It was closed. Jimmy was like a crazy man. He knew there was narcotics inside the store. I kept the motor running, and Jimmy went up to the front door. My heart was pounding harder than it ever did before. Jimmy kicked in the plate glass in the door and went inside. A bell started clanging. It was a burglar alarm. Then I saw the patrol car swing into the alley alongside the store, and I started flashing the lights and honking the horn. I could see Jimmy through the window. He ducked behind a showcase. One of the police was running toward the back of the building. The other ran in the front door. I ran in after him. Remember, I was screaming, "Jimmy, Jimmy," trying to be heard over the burglar alarm. And then the shots.
Jimmy! Jimmy! Come on with your hands up. Come and get me. Jimmy! Doris, get out of here. You want to get yourself killed? Jimmy! Up with your hands up. Duck down, Doris. You're in my way. Doris, get out of here. Don't shoot, Jimmy. Get out of the way. How do you like that, Topper? Jimmy! Oh, you dirty... Jimmy!
Jimmy!
Okay, Harry, I think we got him. Hey, lady, you hurt?
Jimmy! Oh, Jimmy!
Come on, get up. Get up now.
You killed him.
Almost got you, too. What was the idea of running right in the line of fire?
Jimmy! Oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do?
You're coming with us.
Oh. Our baby. Our baby.
What baby?
He was my husband. I'm going to have a baby.
Baby? Let's have a look at you. Boy, you're just... You kid. There wasn't $1 in that cash register. Somebody tried to break in last night. We picked him up.
Last night? Frank?
Yeah, that's his name. Frank Leonard. You know him?
Frank! Oh. Sure, I know him. Oh, he's the one you should have killed.
You have just heard an actual confession. This case history of the woman referred to as Doris Kane is a matter of documented record. To protect the legal rights of this girl, names and places were changed or deleted. Technical advice for confession comes from the Office of the Director of Corrections, Department of Corrections, State of California. In a moment, you will again hear Doris Kane.
Doris Kane was arrested in Merced County, State of California, and tried under Section 700, sub MWIC. James R. Kane's body was claimed by his parents and returned to Cleveland for burial. Franco Leonard was extradited to Ohio to stand trial for murder, and the state of California has holds on him for grand theft auto, robbery, and burglary. Now, Doris Kane.
I made this broadcast in the hope that someone somewhere may benefit from our mistakes. My husband, Jimmy, was only 18 when he died. Frank's 23, and you might say his life's over, too. A lot of boys and girls are following in our footsteps and don't know it. I'm a ward of the Juvenile Court of Merced County at the El Retiro State School for Girls. I'll be a ward of the court until I'm 21. Because of my age, my baby will not have to be born in a prison, and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful, too, that I escaped becoming a drug addict. I guess I'm most thankful of all for that because I've seen what it does to you. Can I?
Of course.
Night, Mom.
This has been Confession, transcribed statements of actual crimes. These true tragedies are brought to you each week as an NBC Radio Network production in an effort to stem the nation's forward march of crime. Credit for this broadcast goes to our cast: Paul Frees, Joyce McCluskey, Virginia Gregg, Sam Edwards, Stacey Harris, Marvin Miller. Script supervision, Warren Lewis. Music, Michael Samogi. Direction, Homer Canfield. John Wall speaking. Confession, a Canfield Lewis creation, came to you from California.
Tonight, it's Adventure with Barry Craig on NBC.